Hello, my name is Eric, and today I'll show you how to build muscle.
So what you want to start with is a warm-up to avoid any injuries. But this warm-up will not stretch any muscle or prepare for your hard workout session. And if you want to avoid this injury, or this elbow injury, or this, then you want to start with a knee warm-up, where you need to put your feet behind you at the level of around your lower back and do some sort of squats to actually stretch your knee joints and prevent any injuries in that area. And after you finish with your knees, you need to prepare your elbows for some heavy weights. And the last thing are your shoulders, since they're going to be used in almost every exercise mentioned today. So what you need to do is to take a stretch band and flip it over your head for a minute or so. And let's start off with a bench press, which is really common exercise for your chest. And for that exercise, we're gonna look at the guy who was doing the bench press at my gym, and he clearly was not doing this right, since his technique is poor, and I will explain why later. And he also was pressed by a single bar, so you can tell he doesn't have any muscle. And what you need to start off with is a grip. You do not grip just anywhere you want. You need to grip evenly, and you need to put your ring fingers on a ring on a bar and grip as tight as you can. Second, you do not need to put your thumb with your other fingers. You need to put it on the opposite side for a better grip. The second is your legs. Your legs are not supposed to be relaxed since they are also used in that exercise. You want to push this into the ground and initiate some power from your legs. Third, you need to bend your back to isolate your chest and make it even more. And also you do not want your wrist to look like this, since it's gonna cause some pain in your joints in that area. So your fist should always look up, and after all the corrections made, your technique should look something like this. With that technique, you will build your chest muscles properly and efficiently. Let's move on to the lateral pull down that will trigger your lats and some of your middle back. Alright, let's look at that guy. Okay, so we can see that he's leaning a little bit too much and his grip is a little bit too narrow. So basically you want to start with a wider grip. You need to put your thumbs on the point where the bar bends and put your fist to the sides as far as you can. Then you need to sit right under the bar and stretch your lats up as much as you can. Then to initiate the work of the muscle, you want to start with your lats first and only then your arms. You need to pull down the bar at the level of your chin and then pull it up again. And you do not want to bend too much down, but you do not need to keep it too straight. You can bend a little bit, which will be perfect. And the next exercise will be lateral rises, which will trigger your lateral delts and make you look bigger. Okay, let's see. Well, this guy definitely wants to fly somewhere, and he will definitely not grow any muscle with that technique. So if you recognize yourself in this video, then no, you should not do this. Let me correct you. What you want to start with is leaning forward to the point where your arms hang above your feet. And then you want to raise your hands to the sides, but you should not raise your hands above your elbows. Your elbows should be always higher. And a common mistake that I always see is people squeezing their traps instead of using their delts. And to trigger your delts, you should raise your hands to the sides, not to the up. And the next exercise is a tricep push down, which will trigger your tricep and will make your arms look way bigger, since it's the biggest muscle of your arm. And if this is you, then you need to change something, because you're not gonna move anywhere with that technique. So what you need to start with is leaning forward a little bit and securing your back by squeezing your back shoulder blades together and secure that position. After, you need to lock your elbow in the same position, and the only movable part of your body is your forearm. This way you will not use your traps and use your triceps properly. And the last but not least are the squats, which will make your quadriceps work and probably will make you jump like a Jordan, but I'm not sure. Firstly, doing this exercise in shoes will be dangerous to some extent. So I would recommend you to take off your shoes like this guy in the video, but do not do this technique because it was completely wrong, and now I'm gonna explain how to do it correctly. So you want to start off with a wider, more comfortable grip, and your feet should be a little bit wider than your shoulders. And now you need to squat to approximately this level, but not leaning forward but bringing your back behind more and not letting your knees go further than your feet. Also don't forget to keep your back straight to avoid any back injuries. And as you could notice, my toes are lifting a little bit, and it's because I'm a long leg. And it limits my progress because it's hard to balance it in a proper technique. So to fix it, you would need a stick or any sort of plate to place under your heel and balance your center of gravity. And this way you will eventually jump like a Jordan. Alright, thank you guys for watching. If you have any suggestions for me how to improve my lessons, feel free to write it down in the comments, and have a good workout everyone. Goodbye.